looks like we don't have anybody on right yet, so we'll wait a few minutes. I'm not in any great hurry. We're going to work on a 3-strand necklace using my PR package from Thunderhorse Descendant. Hi, Beth. And we're going to make a 3-strand necklace using the items from my PR package here. We only need one of the dragonflies and one of the little green donuts. So I'll get those out. Oh, I know what's weird. I forgot to bring my tablet in here and set it up for the other side. Oh, thank you, Beth. So I'm going to, since it's only me and Beth so far, I'm going to go and get my tablet so we can get it up so I can read the chat better when we turn. So I don't have a problem with being able to do that. I'll go get that there and here in just a moment. Since we're pretty quiet yet, since we have 2 folks on. I see Beth. I don't know who our other person is, though. So we will just wait and see for a minute to see what we get, how people come on, and I'll be right back. Oop, come on. Do you ever get started with something and then realize you forgot part of it? That's what I did. So I've been getting packages ready to go out in the mail today. So far, I've got all of the winning packages ready to go. Hi, Linda. And so that's good. Okay, I need my comments to come up. Come on. Not sure what she's doing here. Hey, Rebecca. It's good to see you. You haven't watched the last night's presentation yet, Linda? We made Heather and I had a nice chat and we talked about various things, and then we made a pair of pretty spring earrings. So there's one of them. So that is what we made last night on our program. What are you doing here, silly thing? Weird. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Linda. Glad you like them. Okay, so what we're going to do today is Randy sent me a PR package with some bead strands and dragon fly and this cool glass donut. These are from her Nature's Awakening what do you mean collection. Blah. Sometimes wonder if I'm all the way awake. So so anyway, what we got was a really long strand of garnet chips. Boy, my brain's off today, sounds like. And then some little carnelians. Oops, I just dropped the pre-night. Oh, actually, it's not pre-night, it's aventurine. So there's the aventurine. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a 3-strand necklace. I'm going to decide how long we got to make them. I was thinking we'd just make full length of the 2 smaller bead strands and then bigger of the other, but I don't think we're going to do that because they're pretty long strands, longer than I thought. The carnelian is the smaller strand, but we are going to make 3 strands, one of each color. Since there's so many garnets, I'm thinking I will strew some garnets in amongst the other 2 strands. And maybe I'll save a few of the carnelian and aventurine to drop between the chips. But that's where I'm sitting at so far. I had to readjust my camera here because StreamYard made it be really tiny. It really shrunk things down so that you could see almost 3/4 of my desk from my normal place for when I'm recording in my YouTube stuff. And so we had to switch that. So I had to rearrange it again this morning to get it back to go working right. But yeah, Heather and I think we had a pretty good time, and I think we had a nice visit online, as well as, of course, this one I made Friday with my beads. These beads are from my FOC, the big ones here. And then I added the other items. And I had planned on putting this up for sale, but then I said to my husband, I really liked it. It really turned out nicely. And I hadn't ever kept one of my raven skull necklaces because they tend to sell really fast. When I take them to shows, I usually sell them, if not the first time I have them out, by the second or third time. So they don't last very long. So I was really debating it because, like I say, it will sell, and it'll sell pretty fast if I put it out. But my husband said, well, you've never kept one for yourself. Go ahead and keep it if you want it. There's no reason why you shouldn't. And I see my cat has been up on the desk because I've got things strewn all over the place over here on this one side. Lily has taken to getting on my desk lately since I've cleaned it up, and she can get up here easily, so I'm having to be careful with things because she likes to knock things over, apparently. So, not the best thing in the world, but that's the way it goes some days. But a little mess to clean up here since she decided to be up here. But the other cats rarely ever get on my desk because they know they'll get in trouble. It's the one place I won't let them get to. And but Lily's new enough that she hasn't learned all of the no you can'ts yet. So she's being naughty. But yeah, this necklace is the one I made Friday with my FOC. I made on air, on the live, I made this necklace and a pair of earrings. And then I recorded another video with my FOC pieces, which was Saturday's video, in case recorded video. So, oh, come on, you guys. I want you to pick up so I can put you back in this dish. We have to get the metal ones. They pick up things easier sometimes. Anyway, so that's when I made it. If you want to see me make it, it was pretty simple to make, mainly just, flopping. It's just a piece of leather with the large hole beads on it and the raven skull. So there, the little minor mess picked up here. Sorry about that. I suppose I could have cleaned it up afterwards, but since it was here, I didn't want to leave it for very long. So let's turn down. I'll show you what we're going to do with what we have here. I'm feeling comfortable. Oh, Lily's feeling comfortable and loved, so she thinks it's all right to get on stuff she's not supposed to be on. Well, I usually don't care where they're at, because let's face it, they're cats, and they're not going to do what you tell them to do. They're going to do whatever they want to do, because that's the nature of cats. So, actually, right now, she's sleeping on my bed. Usually, she sleeps with my daughter, but how did I get into beading? That was part of our talk last night. I got into beading when I was a teenager because I have 5 sisters, and my parents decreed that we would make our Christmas gifts and for each other, and they would give us $5 to spend on supplies per sister. So we all got $25 to spend on supplies to make something for our sisters. And so we had a bead store not too far from us that sold beads by the piece, a penny, 2 pennies, 5 cents, whatever. So I would go there. Well, it was in the next town over, actually. But my mother would, when she'd go grocery shopping, she'd drop us off wherever we wanted to be dropped off, and then she'd come find us afterwards, or we'd meet in a specific spot. Anyway, so I'd go to the bead store and I'd pick out beads and I made bracelets for my sisters for their for the first few Christmases, and then I started making the ribbon bookmarks because we're all readers, every one of us. So that was, even my younger sister, who's just younger than me, she used to get so upset because she'd get bad report cards and stuff, and she'd go, "I'm not stupid. I don't understand this." Well, after she was grown, she got diagnosed with dyslexia. So she's not stupid by a long shot, and she has learned now to adjust to her dyslexia and does fine. But yeah, that was how. But even she reads quite a bit anymore now that she's had training on how to handle her dyslexia. So that's how we got started. I got started with making jewelry was because of that. So because the parents insisted that we needed to make our gifts for each other, and we're all pretty make some fun stuff. My youngest sister makes greeting cards. My the one with dyslexia that's between me and her, she weaves baskets. She's made some gorgeous baskets. In fact, I can go get one if you want to see one. I've got a little tiny one she gave me Actually, come to think of it, I have an angel behind me that she wove. I can get it easily. I think I can. Let's get the coral out of the way. She's a little dusty. I guess I better dust her. But here's my angel that my sister wove the bottom part here, made this wire. I think her husband actually may have made the wire piece here, but because he's a mechanic. But there's a I did have a basket that I was going to use from her from the hot air balloon. It's tiny, but it's still bigger than I wanted to use. It's about yay big around. So she needs dusted, but my sister wove that for me. She weaves baskets. She's very good at it, sells them. My sister, just older than me, like myself, she enjoys photography and she does wonderful. She's a spectacular photographer. And since she's retired from Xerox, she tends to do a lot of traveling. And the one older than her, excuse me, is she does quilting. And she's made me some really pretty quilts and even a couple of quilted pillows. So that's really fun. And my oldest sister, she used to do stained glass, but I don't think she does anymore. She's moved to Mexico and I'm not sure what she's doing anymore. So yep. My mother is also very crafty. She weaves, as in cloth. She weaves cloth. She does kumihimo, and she's taught classes on both things. She crochets. She knits. I never could get the hang of knitting. I can crochet a little bit, but knitting, forget it. I just can't. And my father was a woodworker. So we all had our own little niches of crafts that we've always done. So that's how I got started. As far as making things, I didn't start trying to sell them until probably about 12 or 13 years ago. And that's mainly because my husband encouraged me to. Hi, Cindy. Because, well, this is sort of a compulsion. I love to do it. So it's just something I do all the time. And so because of that, my husband said I needed an outlet for it to go away because I can't keep everything you make. Even though he doesn't mind if I do keep some of the things I make, obviously, since he was the one that told me to keep my dragonfly, or my raven skull, I should say. I was just holding the little dragonfly and it just sort of wanted to stay there. So I am going to, the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to have to hook the dragonfly to the green donut, and I'm doing a little debating there. So, but let's turn down so that we can see what I'm planning on doing here better, and we can get started on it. I don't know if we'll finish, but we'll get started. So let's turn down. I said turn down. There we go. I still haven't quite got this back to adjustment since I changed it yesterday from when we were working with Heather. I still have to fix it a little better. But that's not bad. So here's our little dragonfly. Now, the reason I said I got to figure out what I'm going to do here is because our dragonfly, I'm going to glue him on our donut, but I want him about right here, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to have enough room here between our loop and the glass piece after I glue him down, if I'm going to have enough room to hook something there to go up to my bail. So I guess the first thing I want to do is get a jump ring out. Maybe we'll just try one of my little Tinky Tots. So we may need to do a series of them. Oops, I don't need that many. And we'll see if when I put this on, if it will sit down still on the donut, or if I'm going to have to see if I can bend him up a little or something, because this is how I'm hoping. I think this loop is too big for a Tinky Tot. Well, maybe not. We'll see. I think it is. It wants to be open quite a bit here. Well, if I can get it to close all the way, then we may just be able to use it, but we'll see here. It doesn't really want to close. So, come on, you go down there. Just a little bit more. Because it has enough swing from the fill of it, but I don't like it the way it's not closing all the way. So come on, baby, just a teeny bit more. And then I'll be all right with you. I'm not all right with you. You're coming off. And because I have it half closed and I'm not going to try to open it, I'm going to cut it off. And if it weren't for the fact that I want this to hook here with my jump rings, if I can get it to do that, I would cut that loop off otherwise, probably, or hang a little jewel from it. But the only other option is to take some wire and go around the donut and then have this guy sit on top of that, which will then push him up further. So, because I do want him up here, I don't want him way up here, and I don't want him down here so that it goes through the hole. I want him right there in the middle. He does need to be bent a little bit, though, because he is held up some. So maybe what I'll do is carefully see if I can bend his wings down just a little bit. There we go. He sits better. We don't want to use the Tinky Tots. They're too small, so we need to get out one of these guys. Okay, that's not going to let the loop wiggle any, but I don't think that's going to be a problem because I'll probably have to hook a couple more jump rings up to bail him so that he's staying up here at the top. And he's going to be what holds the bail with this. So, like so. So we need to get a little E6000 out, which would normally be right here, but Lily's been digging on my desk, and I'm not sure it is. The little turd. I came out here the other day, and a lot of things that I keep under this cabinet in front of me here was all pulled out, and all over the place. And I'm like, what the heck? And then I realized Lily was curious about what was in there and was pulling it all out. And I was like, that's not what you're supposed to be doing, girl. You better cool it. So since I don't see my old tube of E6000, I'll just open up a new one. I try to always keep an extra one around just in case, since I use this a lot on my hair barrettes, which I do need to make some more of one of these days. Actually, what I need to start doing is making some fairy ears, because I have a Beltane festival coming up in May, and one of the things is, of course, fairies are a big thing for the festivals. So we'll just put a little, come on, you started out right away. There we go. Dab his tail and his body, and then go to the wings. Whoa, why are you so weird like that? Being very thick. It's usually not that thick. Boy, Rory, what'd you get into? You're sneezing an awful lot over there, big boy. So now we'll put this guy on here. Get that loop up so when I need it, it's upwards. There we go. And as usual, I have a little glue on my fingers, but that's all right. Dry it off. And it's got a gap right there. There we go. Okay. So we'll set him aside. Now, don't have brass crimp tubes, so we got to use, or bronze, I should say, gold ones. I got a few rings to hook our 3 strands onto. We have some larger spacers as well as some smaller ones. And what I'm thinking we're going to do is I'm going to finish this up with either some chain or leather across the back, maybe even some ribbon. But I was thinking we will take the carnelian, the venturine, and the garnet chips, and we're going to make 3 strands out of them. And I'm not sure how long I want to make each strand. Probably relatively long. I wasn't sure how long these strands were. I couldn't remember. I'm thinking if they're 8 inches, then that's fine. We'll just add spacers till we get the length we want. Hey, Georgina. Getting blamed for everything. Well, that's because she is doing everything. Um, my daughter was screaming at her. My husband screamed at her the other day. I heard him say, Lily, get down from there. And I knew perfectly well where she was. She was on my desk because he doesn't scream about at her for most places she gets. But my desk is a no-no place. So actually we could do a double strand of garments too. But I doubt if I'll do that. I think one strand is probably quite sufficient. So I'm debating which row I want to start with. Like I said, I am going to have the carnelians be the top strand. And I've got 3 different colors of Softlex. These are all off color, slightly off color. So I got them on sale at the one of the Softflex's live sales. But I figure we have fluorite. This was supposed to be fluorite, but the color was a little bit different. So that will go with this one. This one was supposed to be butterscotch quartz. Anyway, and I think this one was supposed to be red garnet. So all of those work just fine. So I'm going to start, I think, with the carnelian. And we can do one of 2 things. We can hook it right to one of the rings right off the bat and then just figure out the length and how we're going to do this. I'm thinking like haven't decided if I want to go 3, 5, or 7 and then put in spacers. Maybe a garnet chip just to bring the colors together. Or if I want to leave them all entirely separate colors. So, hi, Marianne. So I'm still debating that issue. Do I want to? I'm going to cut these while we're sitting here. I'm surprised I haven't seen Heather yet. I figured she'd be here. But we don't see her yet anyway. Her and I had a nice, if you didn't see it last night, you can rewatch it on either her channel, TT's Trinkets and Treasures, or my channel, In Rose's Garden, of course, since you're watching that. I think you know what that is. Or, and we had a really nice visit, and we made some earrings last night, so it was pretty good. Now, I have to sort of decide how long I want to make this so I can cut my wire. Well, no, we can just work it straight on the spool and then I can cut it afterwards. And hook it onto our rings afterwards. So what I'm thinking I want to do is these little guys I got from Randy. I'm going to take, I think these are probably too small of a hole to get 2 wires through. They are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my spacers here. And I'm going to do the little daisy spacer, then one of these. I'm not sure what what they call these spacers, but I think they're really cool looking. I got those from B-Box Bargains. So we'll do a spacer stack, and then we'll start with our beads. And like I say, I've got to decide if I want to do 3, 5, 7 before the next spacer stack, and do I want to put some of the other colors into my row, like a garnet, like if I were to put a garnet in here, and then another one of these big spacers and a little spacer here, just to add, pull the garnet up to the orange, so to speak. Um, I don't think I may just do that with these and then have the green be straight green. There's 5. Let's see what we look like here. Hey, Cynthia. Now see, I could just keep going with just a spacer stack between my carnelian and leave all the colors separate by row, or I could put that garnet chip in here. Let's cut the garnets and see about what it looks like to have the chip inside there. Do not fall. And since I probably won't use all of the carnelian and the aventurine, if we flip the garnet in every once in a while, or one of the other colors in, it will sort of, wow, that's a mangled thing. It will sort of bring the colors all together if we want to do that. I don't mind that. I actually sort of like that garnet in the middle there. So I think we'll leave it. And if we wanted to, we could even put aventurine in this strand every once in a while as well. Like go like this, like we're doing right now. Then put, instead of garnet, we could put aventurine in there in the next one. And then when we go down to doing the aventurines, we could put the garnet and the carnelian in. Then that way we'll be bringing all the colors together, but not having every one of them be the same. Let's see what that looks like. So let's cut the aventurine. Now, like I said, all of these beads and things are from Thunderhorse's Descendants Nature's Awakening collection. So, and if you want to go over and visit with her, most of you probably already know her, but if you don't, her website is thunderhorsedescendant.biz. That's B-I-Z. For if you want to order any of these things, if they still have any. So yeah, I think I'm liking that. So then we'll go 5 more, go back to the garnet, 5 more back to the aventurine. I think that'll be, oh, you're going to do a live with Heather? Beth, that's cool. That ought to be fun. Down you go. Like I say, I have to decide how long I want my necklace to be, and because that'll be how long I make my strands will be dependent on that. Of course, I have to leave some of each stone to go into the other strands since I've chosen to do that. But where's the end of my garnet? There we go. Down you go. I actually think I like the garnet in there better than the aventurine, but it's all right. We want to be able to bring them all together. So I think that's going to be pretty. But I think Randy sent me a good combination of beads here. I really like the way these three colors go together. I think it works really good. Um, I sort of wish, you know what? I do. I sort of wish I was just looking at going, I wish this green aventurine was a little bit bigger. So what I'm going to do, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some slightly bigger green aventurine. I know I have a package that's got 6mm in it instead of 4s. And I think I would like a slightly larger one in there. So we'll dump a few of these out. I'm going to pull those off and switch it for this bigger green aventurine. These are faceted. I think they may even have some AB on them because they have a, it might just be the faceting that's making them look that shiny though, but who knows. So switch this to the bigger one. I think it will look better in here. The garnet, of course, being a chip, some of them are pretty good sized anyway. Some of them are smaller. I may want to try and get the bigger ones into the spots like this. This one is sort of small, but this other one here is pretty good sized. There are times when I think it's easier to pick up these small beads right off the mat like that instead of trying to pick them up. So as I said, this garnet's a little bigger, chip is a little bigger than this one here. I like this one better for this. I think they stand out a little better if they're bigger and not, don't just sort of melt into the um, piece. That's why I went for these bigger, the 6 green aventurines. Oh, come on, go in the hole. I think you have something clogging your hole. When they antique these, they have a special coating they use, and they usually put like these weird little seed pods in to help them tumble. But sometimes the coating doesn't come out of the hole, or one of the seed pods sticks in the hole. So anyway, I think that's gonna, I like the looks of this one. See how that's going so far. Hey, Sid. So I'm debating if I want to put a bead stopper on the end of this and start the next row so we can determine how things are going to go here. Those are tiny. We don't want those. I want a bigger one. Oops. Ah, next one's bigger. There we go. Heather was telling me last night I should make a little short about what time my lives and things are on anymore, since I have changed it somewhat to have Monday on as well, live as well, and as well as the Tuesdays and Fridays. So I will probably do that one of these days, or make a post, or maybe do both. You never can tell what I'm going to do, huh? So we will. I'm liking that, how that looks so far. So oh, I put 2 spacers on. Duh, don't want to. So here is what the orange one is looking like so far. And depending on how long I want it to be, we could, I'll probably go a little bit longer at least, but I'm gonna get the green adventuring out, and we're gonna start the green one next. And we'll just sit this, well, come here, you guys. I'll push these up a little bit, get some more of the green adventuring out. That was the price tag for the green adventuring. In case anybody's wondering, it's $14 a strand. Get some of these out. And a couple more of the carnelians, since we're going to need those for our pieces in between. And I've got some out already of the garnet, of course, but some of these are the smaller chip, and I'm going to want a few bigger ones. So let's pull a few more of these out so I can just choose which one I like best. And then we'll get the green wire out. And I'm going to put a couple of the small ones here on here. And then we're going to start our green. Now this one, have to decide if I want the same amount of, do we still want 5 stones? Do we want to change it to 3? Do we want to go to 7? Um, if only because we've got our other colors there, and do we want to be hitting about the same spot, or do we want them to stagger? And if we want them to stagger, of course, we'll want them to start staggering here pretty soon. Because once we hook them to the ring, they're going to be I think we'll just do them the same. We're not going to stagger them. They'll fall down naturally after a while to go down to, since we're going to make this one be a longer piece. And instead of starting with the garnet at the top spot, we'll start with the carnelian at the top spot, and that will make a little bit of a difference there. Now I have to ask myself, do I want to switch my carnelian out as well? Since it is also small, I might want to switch the carnelians to a 6 carnelian as well to make that differentiation there. I do have 6 carnelians, so that might be the way to go. So I think I am going to go find my other carnelian, the 6s, to bring so it is more like this side. And I'll be right back. Strange, where are my carnelians? My carnelian box was trying to hide from me. It was on the very bottom of the stack. So get some of these out. There we go. Actually, these little venturines are faceted, and I'm not sure they're not quite slightly smaller than the, they're about the same size, but might be just a touch smaller than the little carnelian beads. So if that's the case, they will naturally start staggering themselves, but for some reason the little holes in the little green ones are harder to find than they were in the carnelian. Come on, go down. Bing. Now when I go to the chip one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do like an inch or two of chip, and then I'll put in one of the carnelian and then one of the green green venturines. Where are you? How long have we been on? Ooh, almost an hour already. I think I will do just a little bit more of this. Then I'm going to bead stopper this side, and I'll do a little bit of the garnet, and we may finish it tomorrow, so that we're not going over an atrocious lot. I have a post office and bank run I need to do today. Post office because I'm mailing all the prize packages out. So folks will get their prize packages pretty soon, hopefully, depending on the mail, of course. And then, so here is our green. So it's gonna go like so. And I don't want them to separate out too much from each other, only a little bit. So we'll probably just do one turn difference as far as when we start putting them together. Come on, green. I have to decide pretty soon if I want to go down to Joann's for their clearancing still, and see if I want to get any material. I haven't until now because I didn't think they were that great of a deal, but I think we're probably getting down into the home stretch before they're done, unfortunately. And this has some of that little weed stuff in it. I think it just fell out. There we go. And then we need a larger garnet. I'm going to be a little weird and put a tiny garnet beside this larger one so that it has a little bit more garnety look there. It makes it quite a bit different, of course, since the others are all one, but we do want a little more garnet there than what's there, so I am going to do that. This one is another one with something in it, so I need to get some more of these out. this one has something in it too. There we go. Since this is a smaller garnet up here, when I cut these loose, I may pull it out to right here and put another small garnet there as well, so that we have the garnet look there as opposed to just barely being there. Come on, green. Let's go on. Need some more of those little guys. Where's your end? Right here. I am gonna quit pretty soon though, so we can do a little bit of the other one at least before I quit for the day. And one hits the floor. My husband does most of the grocery shopping and cooking too, Beth. I used to do it all, but as I got older, I'm like, I don't wanna. And when I retired, I said, oh, I'll take over some more of the cooking and cleaning, and guess what? I never did. I just never felt like it. Hey, Heather. Same, Beth. My husband and I have been married for might be 30 years this year. I'd have to check. For some reason, it's not computing. And then before that, I was divorced for 10 years. And we lived together for probably 2 or 3 of those years prior, Steve and I, prior to getting married. And I was married to my first husband for 5 years. So it's been a while. But like you, we had both made earlier poor marriages, so to speak, and neither of us was in a real hurry to get married again. But obviously we did, since we are. But now I didn't quite do as much on this one as that one. Actually, I only have one turn different, but so I could just do one more, but maybe I will. There's a bigger garnet right there. I think that can live with just the one. And so I understand exactly what you're saying with the weight because of bad marriages prior. So this is now got the same amount of turns on it as this one does, though of course when we finish up we're going to have at least one more turn, just give it some separation as it comes down on the green. And So I'm going to now move these up and bring the garnets down. Put these little guys up here because we're not going to use those. These and these are what we're going to use. And we're going to then start, I'm going to bring the garnets out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like about an inch of garnet chip. And instead of trying to count them out or something, because they're never the same, the chips aren't. So and this chip is going away. Because, you know, they're chips. They're not a uniform size. So we'll get out the some line for this one. And we've hit over our hour, so I'm just going to do a little bit of this, and then I'll put them away, and we will turn up, chat for a few minutes, and then we'll see about finishing this necklace off tomorrow, since we do have a live tomorrow as well. So now, one thing about the chips, since they're not consistent, you're going to have to find their hole because they're not always going to be, you know, in the middle. Where is your hole? Bing, there we go. And so that'll make it a little bit more difficult for stringing and such, take a little longer. And I would have swore I just saw your hole. Where is it? There it is. I'm not, well, yeah, I guess technically I am. I was going to say I'm not live on Thursday, but that's Thursday morning. I am live on Thursday afternoon for the members, but I am not live Thursday morning. So I have a recorded video for Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, and Saturday morning. And then, of course, I'm live Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Thursday afternoon for members. If you're not a member of my group and you'd like to be a member, the link to do that is in the description of this video, and it costs $4.99 a month. And you get the Members Live, which, of course, is only for members, on Thursday afternoon. And then you get what they call First Look at the other videos, which is... well, whenever I do a recorded video, you get to see it first. Sometimes up to a couple days first, because I've recorded it early and then I just put it on for the members as soon as I finish editing it. So, okay, I think that's probably enough garnet. Let's see how much we have there. Yeah, it's about an inch, which is what I said. So now we're going to start, we're going to put the green aventurine next, because this one is going to be between these two. I mean, this one's going to be on the bottom, whereas these are the next one up. So I want the green one here, since we have the carnelian here. Come on, go down, babe. Randy's sort of funny. She knows that I'm not the hugest chip fan in the world, but she always gives me chips. It's like, you do that to get me out of my comfort zone and make me use them, don't you? Where's your hole? It always amazes me when I can't find the hole on a bead because, hey, let's face it, we just pulled it off the strand. We know there's a hole in it. Question is, where the heck is the hole at? There it is. It's going the long way. That's weird. Hey, Debbie. Hi, Teresa. I hate that. I hate it when I'm numb from the dentist. Once I had an appointment that was early, just about, well, I should say late morning, not early afternoon. And so I was hungry after I had the appointment because I hadn't eaten prior. And that's strange. That hole looks to be already broke out. Oh, well, it's on the floor now, so it doesn't matter. Um, and so I went and treated myself to some chicken nuggets and french fries at McDonald's. I know, naughty person. Not the best food in the world, but dang, it's good. Um, and ended up biting my cheek because my mouth was numb and I didn't feel myself bite myself. So not kosher. But what can you do? So I've always told myself since I did that, don't go to the dentist and then go to eat. It's not wise. Oh, yeah, I don't, like I say, I don't use a lot of chips. They're not my favorite thing in the world. I will use them if I have them, and I do have some. And like I said, I think Randy intentionally sends me chips just to get me out of my comfort zone sometimes because she knows that I'm not the biggest fan of chips. So, but what can I say? Now the carnelian one. It's not that I don't like the look of it when it's done. I just um one of my biggest problems with them is that a lot of chips, the hole is way over to one side or another, and that irritates the crud out of me. I'm always afraid that if I use them, they're going to break, and I don't want to take a chance of that with my customers and such. So I tend to look at them, and if they're way close to the side, I won't use them like those I put over there. But these all seem to be relatively consistently in the middle. Some of them are a little off. They're a little off to the side, but they're not atrociously off to the side. So I'm not real worried about them. Oop. Except for that one is. Just as I said, they're not atrociously off to the side. I get one that is. Few more. Okay, where's the end? There it is. Yeah, Heather, a lot of some cutters, they take a little more care with where they put the hole at, and others don't. And you know, a lot of chips are leftovers from making beads. They have them left over, but they need to make, they don't want to just flip them, you know, because they are quite, good size hunks of free and generally semi-precious stones because, you don't generally make chips out of glass, So they're gemstones. Um so they bother to do something with them, but a lot of them just pick them up and see what I was saying. How they got those pieces of, oh, can you see that? No, um, the pieces of whatever this is, stems of plants or something that they use to tumble them. There's one sitting right there in my bin there. Let's see. This is the green. So, like as I was saying, quite a few cutters, they just take their little chips that have come off of making the beads and just put a hole in them. And if they're not a really good cutter, they don't care where that hole is. They just drill a hole wherever it's, wherever it lands. So, whoop. But of course, a chip tends to cost a lot less per chip than a bead because they don't have to work with them so much. But, now we're gonna quit here pretty soon and just chat for a few minutes. And then, like I said, we'll get back to this tomorrow so we can hopefully finish it up tomorrow. And I think it's going to be really pretty when we're done. And there's another chip on the floor. I think I'm probably about my inch right there. Might go one more. Yeah, exactly. They aggravate me too because, like I said, their holes are just willy-nilly. I've got some chips that are really good sized chips, that the hole is right on the very edge. And I'm like, you had all this other space. Why? I mean, really, why did you do that? When you had a ton of space that you could have put those in. So this is gonna be like so. And then of course, oh, I gotta decide where the middle's gonna be because we have to hang our pendant. Because we're gonna have to put a bail in. So she's gonna hang down here. I may just find a bail and put it in first thing tomorrow, and then we can go from either side when we decide, because she'll be hanging on this last row, of course. So I'm not sure that's going to be middle point right there, like I said, because I'm not sure how long I'm going to want to make these. That is, right there is 6.5 inches. So it's definitely not the length I'm going to want it, because, well, it might, because we're going to hook it to rings and then put chain up the back. Unless I decide to put some leather up the back or some ribbon even. It'll depend on my mood tomorrow when we get to that point, won't it? So, a bail will have to go on pretty soon, though. So, but that's what the strands are going to be going like so along the side here, and then the pendant will hang down. And let's get you guys moved up so we can sort of see what that's going to look like. We'll move these up, and this will be like about here and about right here. Well, we'll bring you over here. And in the pin, well, we can do it this way. Pendant, or put a bail in somewhere, and our little dragonfly will hang down. Actually, I think I want to do like that with the bail in the middle of the of some of the chips, as opposed to, at the edge of this, because I think it will look better like that. So that's what we're gonna look like when we get all our strands together. And then like I said, we have ring. We'll hook it to the ring on either side, and then probably put chain the rest of the way. So, hey, Mary. Actually, I think it was one of the other ladies, it might have been Heather, told me I need to post my schedule, since I've changed it a little bit now, by adding the Monday. Um, so, so I'm thinking I'll do a little short, and then possibly just a post here in Softflex, Softflex, YouTube, to let everybody know when that's going to be, and hopefully that'll help. These two have gunk in the middle, so to clean that out, just, that felt like it was a little more than normal there. It didn't want to come out. What is in you? Usually you can just stab them, and the hole and the whatever's inside will pop out. These two are not that way, though. This one is got something in there, as does the other one. And it's pretty solidly in there. I think it's probably one of those plant pieces they use to clean the excess antiquing off. On the other hand, it may be a combo of the two, because they're both pretty well jammed. So the antiquing might actually be holding the hunk of plant piece in there, because it doesn't want to break out. And I don't want to do that with my bead reamer anymore, because I don't want to break the tip of the bead reamer. Where the heck is my awl? My awl's already got a bent tip, so I don't care about that one. But anyway, usually you can just stab them and get the extra crud out, but these two are being difficult for some reason. So I'm going to turn this up here, guys. So I still need to make a few adjustments to my camera since we changed it for the show yesterday. Oh, this is true. I didn't think about that, Beth. Quite a bit of the problem for my schedule is that I filled in for Randy quite a bit, so nobody's sure exactly what's my schedule now and what's her schedule. So yeah, I will do a short on YouTube as well as a post on YouTube um, and say what? You know, this one uh, chip line right here at the end is a little longer than I want it, so I think I'll take this last chip off. So yeah, that's true. I did fill in for Randy quite a bit, so I do have we do have that issue of having had her schedule for so long that people have forgotten what mine actually is. And I then changed it by adding today, so that doesn't help either. So I will do both a short and a post for everybody um, to let you know what my schedule actually is nowadays. And did I just dump another chip onto the floor when I was messing with things here? I think I may have. But anyway, so we're gonna put this away for tonight, and we'll get back to it tomorrow morning, because I do, of course, have another live tomorrow morning. Um, and of course, I went out of sync last night because me and Heather did the live yesterday, but that was actually Heather's live. I was just joining her, so that wasn't a normal live for me. We never can tell. We might join up again sometime in the near future, but I don't know when that's going to be if we do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bundle this stuff up. Well, except for my dragonfly, he'll sit to the side while he dries, and then we will go back to working on this tomorrow. So, and I'm going to finish getting the stuff I need to mail ready to mail. Everybody's prize is going to, that one in the drawing, the members drawing last week, is going to go out today. So hopefully you'll have Mary, Sid, and Jennifer will have their prizes by the end of the week. And then I also have decided to send the second mug I had up here to Randy. And so I'm sending her that, as well as I had an extra pair of these Italian flush gutters that I get from wirejewelry.com that I haven't used. In fact, I have 2 extra pair, so I decided to send her one of my extra pair. This says the max cut is 1.3 millimeter copper wire, so it's pretty nice. They're from Italy, and I get them from wirejewelry.com probably every 6 months. I get a new pair or two. So I'm gonna send her one of those because she's always saying that um, she's never happy with her flush cutters. Some of them she is, but then she's not sure if she likes that one. And so I figured I'd send her a pair of the jewelry.com ones that I have extra here. See if she likes those. Um, so I got to get that ready to go, and then I have a couple of um, show applications, one of them for one of the Celtic festivals I do, the 3-day one. I need to get sent out in the mail today too. So mail stuff, gotta do mail. Oh, there's my bent ball. Maybe I can get these out of here. But oops, no, didn't want to do it. Ow, that's stubborn. Really stubborn. So So, yep, Heather, once they come, they're supposed to be here by the 17th, I think they said. Because I think it said they'd be 2 weeks, but sometimes they're earlier than that. I've had times I've ordered stuff and they say, oh, it'll be 2 weeks, and I get them in a week. So we'll see what happens. So we'll need to send yours out when they come in. Um, oh, thank you, Marika. Yeah, we had a good time yesterday on Heather's channel. Um, well, frankly, we also ran it over to my channel as well, though it was uh, naturally on Tiki's Trinkets and Treasures, Heather's channel. And speaking of Heather's channel, folks, go over there and subscribe to her channel if you haven't already, because she's just started her own channel rather than just going with Amy on Campbell's Creations, and actually Heather's doing more than Amy these days, sadly to say, because Amy is a great designer and I'd like to see her get back with it. But Heather has been holding down the fort, so to speak, and has decided to form her own channel, and I think it's great. So I would encourage everyone to go over and join Heather's channel, TT's Trinkets and Treasures. Um, she does a great job, and she's planning on continuing the interview thing with the other designers, I believe, and so that'll be fun, and I enjoyed it doing so, and I think anybody who comes on, even if they're a shy person, it's a good way to start if you are ever thought about doing a channel, and but you haven't really got into the groove of doing one, um, and you're not sure if you feel up to it, then by all means join. See about joining Heather on one of her lives, and get a feel for it. See if it's something that you think that you could do, that you might want to do for yourself. So, well, thank you, Heather. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Like I said, I started because I wanted to, because we needed to. I needed to think of something for making for my sisters for Christmas, because my parents decided we would all make our own gifts for each other. So it was quite a fun experience. In fact, I still have one of the bracelets I made because I made one for myself while I was at it. And I don't wear it because it has a broken bead on it, and I've never been able to find those beads again, unfortunately, which is too bad because they're a nice little bead. But that's the way it goes. But anyway, we've been on an hour and a half. Nothing new, right? We always do that. And so we're going to stop chatting. I'm going to go get my banking and and mailing done. And oh, though I will tell you that when I got the package ready to go to Jennifer for the mug, it cost me $10 in postage. So the mug is probably going to be leaning more towards, with the postage, it's probably, instead of 24, it's probably going to be closer to 27. Um, so, oh, thank you, Marika. Um, you know, we talked about that sort of yesterday on Heather's show about how um, a lot of folks that are creators or want to not tell you some of the things you need to know, um, and get a little nasty with you when you ask specific things, and that's just wrong. That's just wrong. And if I didn't want to teach you, if I didn't want you to know what I know, I wouldn't be doing this. It's just the way it is. Um, So, I think everybody, as Randy's always saying, there's a place for everybody, and I agree entirely with that. And so I have always enjoyed working with folks. And that's one of the reasons I'm doing more lives, because when I didn't used to do lives at all. I used to only do recorded videos. And then I started helping Randy out when she had to be gone for whatever reason. And I started having fun doing the lives. So then I started doing one live a week. And then I added 2 lives. And now I've added a third. The way I'm going to be doing a live every day. But you never can tell. So, oh, um, but, you know, I'm with Randy. I would encourage you to, if it's even something you've even thought about doing, go for it. Don't let anything hold you up. Go for it. Do it. Um, and if you need to start by doing a guest spot like on Heather's new show, because that's entirely what she wants to do, is have guests on and encourage designers. And Yes, that is why I've started doing more lives too, Heather. I enjoy the conversational aspect of it also. Um, if you wanted to, you could still have the conversational aspect with a recorded video, because you can put them on as what they call a premiere. And then when they're on as a premiere, you can talk. You're just not doing the video at that time. You're going to be in the chat along with everybody else if you do a premiere. But and so that's sort of fun. I don't usually do premieres, um, but yeah, at first I was a little self-conscious, Mary. You're right, and I think a lot of people are when they start these things. Um, and when I first started, I always made it a point to put a little makeup on because, I mean, but anymore it's like my skin's having a blotchy day. Too bad. That's the way it goes. That's who I am. so, so that's the way it is. So anyway, we have been on for over an hour and a half now. So I'm going to put all these goodies up. I'll have them ready for us to go again tomorrow. Right, exactly, Heather. Our community is very talented. And so it's great to have a mix of people that are and those who aren't content creators on. And I think that's wonderful. And I was really pleased to be your first one. Help you get out the bugs, hopefully. We didn't get that one bug conquered, but oh well. We'll figure it out in time. But I had a good time, and I think that anybody else that went on with you would have a good time too with Heather. So I encourage people, if it's something you even are thinking about doing, or even maybe even not thinking about doing, and you would like to do a guest on Heather's Sunday show, contact her. Send her a message saying, I might enjoy doing that. Can we do that? Can I join? And I bet you she'd jump at you having more people join. So because it is it is fun and it is enjoyable, and Beth's going to send a message that that you're the teacher's pet, Heather. Oh, I think we're all the people's pets. I think we all get along really great, and I love our community. So, and I really enjoy doing the lives, and that's why I've started doing more. Oh boy. I think this is true. Beth, you found me through Randy, I'm pretty sure. I found Heather through Amy, and I found Amy through Randy because Randy had mentioned that she was a great designer and we should check her out. So that's how that went around. But anyway, like I said, we're going to put things up. I'm going to go finish getting my postage things ready to get in the mail. But like I was saying, the mugs are probably going to be about $27 because the postage was to take it to Jennifer was, well, it was, to be exact, $9.85. So it's not, it's pretty expensive when they get bigger like that. And I don't know how much priority mail is. Or even if the mugs would fit in a priority mail box. I know the one is skinny, and I think there's a regular size box. I might check when I go up to the post office today to mail this stuff. Um, if there is a square priority box that the mugs would fit in good, and if there is, how much that would cost to send. If it's less, then we'll go that route. But so we're gonna go. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. We've been working with my Thunderhorse Descendant PR pack to make this 3-strand necklace with the little dragonfly. And we'll finish it up tomorrow. Or anyway, we're going to darn well try to finish it up tomorrow. And we'll see y'all later. I hope you guys have a nice evening and the rest of the day. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.